This is with robotics in Richmond Hill, Ontario, Canada. Ms. Mitchell, thank you so much for come here again. We talk about the spike essential spike primer in the previous video. What other hand-on program with robotics can provide it to the student?
Okay, so today we're going to talk about Arduino. So Arduino is an electronic chip, a programmable electronic chip. It's got an LED screen so we can display text and numbers and things like that. And we can actually make the Arduino add numbers and create text. So this chip here is very useful for kids to learn science, so STEM related subjects. With this chip, we can turn LEDs on. So we can do different LED programs, as you can see. And here we have a sequence that we programmed. So when we push the button, we have different things that happen. So here we also can program sound. So with this setup, there's a board, a breadboard, there's wheels. We also have motors, so we can make this model turn, and we can make it work with lights, but also we can add sensors to this. So Arduino is very versatile. Now the programming is Arduino, but it's also C++, C++, and you can also use Python to program it. This chip is like a mini computer, so it's very versatile. So kids can actually put distance sensors, they can put color sensors, they can follow lines on the floor. It's very interactive. And this also helps kids with their science fairs. They can use it for science fairs, they can use it for school, they can use it in grade 7 and 8. But high schools do a lot of projects with this if kids are taking computer engineering or computer science. So this is very good to help them with their computer science or computer engineering classes. And if some schools don't have the classes, the learning and the learning modules at Wiz Robotics are really helpful for kids to learn this kind of thing. And when they go to university, they also use Arduino for a lot of school projects. And some people, adults, just use Arduino for fun. So for instance, you could put a sensor that tells you how much humidity is in your plants, like how much humidity is in the soil that you have, that you use for your plants, and it'll give you an alarm and it'll tell you when your plants need watering based on the setting that you set up. It could also automatically turn the lights on and off in your house, or open and close the garage door, or if you have a cat door, it'll tell you when the cat opens the door, or things like that. So it's a very versatile chip, and it's a lot of fun for students. They particularly like the red LEDs because they can write things and they can make it screen across, and then they can make the lights light up. So it's a lot of fun for students to work with Arduino.
You talk about the Arduino. So what are some STEM subjects that Arduino apply to?
Okay, so if we look at this Arduino, we need power, we need a switch, and we need a brain, and we have 3 switches here, and we have a breadboard and resistors. So this is electricity. So in science, students have to do an electricity unit. So this particular setup uses electrical circuits. So for instance, they learn about series circuits, they learn about parallel circuits, they learn about series parallel circuits. So there's positive and negative. They also need math because there's resistors. So they use resistors to control the voltage. LEDs use 1.3 volts. So this board delivers 9 volts or 7 volts or 5 volts, depending on where you plug it. So now we're using resistors to reduce the voltage so that we don't burn out the LEDs. So there's a lot of science, there's a lot of math, there's engineering, there's electricity, and so there's many different subjects that Arduino covers and also programming. So you have to program this board to turn the LEDs on sequentially, and you have to use the programming to make the buzzer work or the LEDs work. And also, on the outside, this is a basic shell or a basic frame. On the outside, you can create a body, so you can even include art in there, and you could have the LEDs. Let's say you built a car, you could have the LEDs work like headlights or taillights or something like that. So it could be very creative. It could be a flower that lights up and the LEDs have different colors and so on. So there's all kinds of artistic possibilities with this project as well.
Arduino is the perfect STEM program, include everything, and then also hand-on for the student can learn, right?
Yes, it's a very good, and it's relatively cheap actually to buy the parts and so on. And Wiz Robotics has many levels for starting from beginners to advanced level students. So it's a lot of fun and there's a lot of possibilities.
Thank you, Mr. Miso. So what's the next program subject you're thinking or some other teacher can talk?
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for having me, and I hope kids have fun with Arduino and take our classes. I think the next time we're going to talk possibly about Roblox or Scratch or Python or possibly Java. And I'd certainly like to talk about the FLL competitions and the FTC competitions. We have one coming up, so wish us luck. Thank you.